The following video is not made for kids. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello to my subscribers, this is the TFangy coming to you with what will hopefully be a quick and successful review. And today we're going to be taking a look at one of the Voyager class Transformers figures that came out last year during the Legacy Evolution line, and it is the, well, at least here in the United States, it was a Walmart exclusive. It is the Transformers Legacy Evolution G2 Toxitron Collection Voyager class Cloudcover. So yes, I was originally going to pass on this figure completely, but shout out to my good friend MO Transformers. He convinced me to buy this figure, so thank you, my friend, for that. The reason why I was originally going to pass on Cloudcover is because he is a repaint of Earthrise Ramjet, making him a Conehead Seeker, and the only Coneheads I originally wanted to have in my collection were Ramjet, Dirge, and Thrust, the original Coneheads, but then I figured why not add another one to the collection. So Cloudcover is only the fourth Conehead Seeker that I've added to my Transformers collection. As of this video's recording, I have no plans whatsoever on getting the Generation Selects Sandstorm or G2 Ramjet figures that came out a few years ago. Partially due to the fact that those two figures, the lower arms yellow really terribly. But another motivation for getting Cloudcover was the fact that he's actually based off of a cancelled Transformers action figure that was supposed to be released in the Generation 2 line, which is what half of the Transformers action figures in the Legacy Evolution Toxitron Collection are. They were based on cancelled action figures from the G2 franchise, so oh yeah, it's pretty nice to have Cloudcover here. So here's a close-up of his box. There's some artwork of his jet mode, and here on the side you have his robot mode. And I love how here for the Legacy, for the Toxitron Collection, the artwork on the sides of the box for the Toxitron Collection figures, it's done in a more traditional hand-drawn, two-dimensional cartoon comic book style instead of the more three-dimensional CGI comic book rendering that the Legacy Evolution action figures came with. So yeah, that's pretty fun to see. That there you've got here. I kind of wish that Cloudcover wouldn't have been the solitary Voyager class figure released in the Generation 2 line, that we could have gotten the other half of the Legacy Evolution poster art done in this hand-drawn cartoonish art style here, but that's just me nitpicking about lack of Voyager class figures. So here on the back of the box you got some product photos of Cloudcover. Over you got his robot mode and his alt mode, and he transforms back and forth between both modes in 23 steps. And yeah, he's pretty interesting for what he is. Unlike the Earthrise Ramjet figure that he's repainted from, Cloudcover has actually been given the open-mouthed, screaming or yelling face that was originally given to Earthrise Dirge. So to say that he's a full repaint of Earthrise Ramjet is technically an incorrect statement, but I'm just really digging I actually got Cloudcover a few months ago. I am super behind on my Transformers reviews. I have a backlog of close to 40 Transformers action figures I have to review that I've collected over the past 2 years, so bear in mind with me here. But one thing that I do wish that it's been announced by Hasbro that the plastic-free packaging has been discontinued and they are bringing plastic back. A lot of Transformers fans and collectors, myself included, were hoping that plastic windows going to make a return, but no. If you look closely right in here inside on the shoulder intake vents here on Cloudcover, when Hasbro said they were going to bring plastic back, they were going to get rid of the paper tie-downs here, which in my opinion are much easier to undo and makes it much faster to get Transformers action figures out of their boxes, and they're bringing back the plastic tie-downs, which are a pain. I've never liked those, and for last year in 2023, it was a breath of fresh air for me to see the paper tie-downs make a return for Hasbro's plastic-free packaging campaign. But I wish they would have kept the paper tie-downs and brought plastic windows back instead of getting rid of the paper tie-downs and bringing back the plastic tie-downs, because it's been a nuisance to always get those plastic tie-downs released. But at least it was fun while it lasted. So without further delay, let's get Cloudcover out of his box and take a close look at him in robot mode. Alright, and so here is Cloudcover out of his box and transformed into his robot mode, and he is really, really impressive looking. I'm really enjoying the wild paint job that he has, just like the other G2 figures we got in the Legacy Evolution G2 Toxitron Collection subline. It's kind of hard to see his face because it has black paint on it, but if I get him at the right angle there, you can see the open mouth face sculpt. And yeah, Cloudcover is really he's really letting the world know how upset he is. I made this joke with my review of Velocitron Roadhauler that Cloudcover is screaming because it took so long for his action figure to finally get released east. So that's just a funny thing you can do with that. Out of the box, his hip joints are a little loose. They don't want to really go out that far. They want to stay locked here in a standing position. I personally don't mind it because, and I don't really display my Transformers action figures in too many action poses. Ones that do end up getting displayed in robot mode, I have them standing straight up or erect, so they don't usually stay in a sprawl-legged pose or like so. The lack of leg hindrance isn't affecting something I'm not too upset about. I do love the checkered hazard, black and yellow hazard marks here on the intake vents, and Cloudcover also has them here on the top of his feet. And also, it's kind of hard to tell, but if you look here on the wing panels here on his legs, you can also see it on his back, which is the, if I get the nose cone out of the way, the fuselage of the jet mode. You can see it more prominently when you transform into jet mode, but the original canceled Generation 2 Cloudcover action figure was supposed to have this cloud camouflage motif, so that he could hide in plain sight on a cloudy day up in the sky. But for some reason here on the Legacy Evolution figure repainted from and retooled from Earthrise Ramjet, Hasbro decided to digitize Cloudcover's cloud camouflage, so instead of rounded edges, the clouds on his camouflage pattern have right-angled digital outlines instead, so he looks like a layer of clouds from a video game. One could argue it's a classic 80s style arcade where their screens were heavily pixelated, or even Minecraft where everything is squares and rectangles and right 90-degree angled shapes, but it is a nice modern take on a figure that got canceled back in 1994 when it was supposed to be released east. Even though they're upside down in robot mode, unlike the other Generation 2 Conehead figures that Hasbro released in the Generation Selects line, Sandstorm and G2 Ramjet, which had the G1 Decepticon symbols on them, Cloudcover has the G2 Decepticon symbols painted on him. There it is, upright. Alright, so that is pretty nice there. In the G2 Toxitron Collection, Cloudcover is actually one of only 2 Decepticons released in this subline of figures. The other, of course, being Leader Class Toxitron, whose box is back there that I'm pointing at. I'm going to hopefully get to Toxitron on next. There were a total of 10 of let me see if my math is correct here. There were a total of 8 Transformers action figures released in the G2 Toxitron Collection line. I only got 3 of them, and they were the ones of characters that weren't just G2 versions of G1 characters. They were Deluxe Class Laser Cycle, who I've already reviewed, and of course Voyager Class Cloudcover, and also Leader Class Toxitron himself, the flag character of this subline that it's named for. But yeah, I'm just really thrilled with how Cloudcover came out. So once again, thank you to my good friend Emo Transformers for convincing me to get this figure and add it to my Transformers collection. On the instruction sheets and on the product photo on the back of his box, Cloudcover is shown having his wings folded back like this in the exact same position as Ramjet, but Ramjet, this is the position they're in when you open him up for the first time and take him out of the box. And I think I might display Cloudcover with his wings in a different configuration just to further distinguish him from, for a quick size comparison, Ramjet from the Earthrise line. And it's been announced that Earthrise Ramjet is going to be released in the Generations line next year in 2025 in the next subline of Transformers Generations. The name of the 2025 lineup of Generations Transformers hasn't been revealed yet, but I'm really thrilled for Ramjet because my copy of Ramjet has a horrible QC issue where this shoulder joint, the pin that actually holds it in place, Ace wasn't lined up properly, and so the shoulder joint doesn't actually plug in on my copy of Earthrise Ramjet. That QC issue doesn't exist here on Cloudcover, so that's another reason why I'm happy to have Cloudcover in my collection, because unfortunately Cloudcover is the first version of the Earthrise Ramjet mold that doesn't have a QC issue of a joint that is bent out of shape. So that's definitely something where Earthrise Ramjet is beat out by Cloudcover, unfortunately, at least with my copies that's the case. I don't know of anyone else whose copies of Earthrise Ramjet had a misaligned pin joint that prevented the shoulder from transforming correctly. But yeah, I do think it's a great idea to further distinguish these two with the different wing configurations. I won't go into articulation with Cloudcover, because I tried to do that with my reviews of the Earthrise cone heads when I reviewed them back in 2020 when they were first released. So yes, as I said, the open-mouthed head sculpt was originally used on Earthrise Dirge, so to say that Cloudcover is a straight-up repaint of Earthrise Ramjet is technically an incorrect statement. He's basically Earthrise Ramjet with Earthrise Dirge's head. But I think the open-mouthed face works well with Cloudcover. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So before I lose my train of thought, and to prevent the video from getting boring, let's wrap things up by transforming Cloudcover into his jet mode and wrap up the review. Alright, and so here is Cloudcover transformed into his jet mode. Again, in jet mode, he is more of a repaint of Ramjet compared to robot mode, and there's that digital cloud camouflage that Hasbro gave him. It was originally supposed to look like actual clouds with rounded edges instead of square-shaped digital edges, so some Transformers collectors I've seen say that it's isn't the best decision Hasbro made, but I personally don't mind. I think it's a neat idea for what it is. But yes, I'm really thrilled with how Cloudcover turned out. One minor nitpick that I have, it's not even a gripe, it's just a nitpick, but Cloudcover's null rays are cast entirely out of white plastic, and then they painted it black just to give the null rays a glossy look. Why in the world they didn't just give Cloudcover the black null rays that they originally gave Earthrise Ramjet, I honestly can't say. But there is the potential, unfortunately, for Cloudcover's null rays to have paint chip off over time, and so they'll end up becoming white someday. But overall, I can't complain. And since Cloudcover is only the 6th use of this mold, and every version of the mold that's been released of the Conehead so far has been fairly hard to obtain. I believe the only version of the mold that's been released at mass retail was the re-released Legacy Evolution Dirge figure. That was the first Conehead to be released at mass retail. But I'm thrilled that Ramjet is coming, and hopefully a reissue of Earthrise Thrust will follow, because he's also a hard-to-find Transformers figure. And I mentioned this when Cloudcover was in his robot mode, but my copy of Earthrise Ramjet, the pin that holds the robot mode shoulder joint in place was misaligned, and you can see it right here on my copy of Earthrise Ramjet. You can see, if I can get the wingtip out of the way, so you can see right here, the shoulder joint is not supposed to bow down right there and make that gap. As you can see here on Cloudcover, it's lined up perfectly. There's no gap there with the pin, but it exists here on Earthrise Ramjet, so for some reason that pin joint wasn't shoved in at the correct angle, so my copy of Earthrise Ramjet, he doesn't want to actually transform properly into jet mode. As you can see right here, it's wanting to separate back where it clips into place, but on Cloudcover it's perfectly fine. And so that's one area where Cloudcover has at least my copy of Earthrise Ramjet beat, where he doesn't have any QC issues that I can make note of. But yes, this has been my review of Transformers Legacy Evolution G2 Toxitron Collection Voyager Class Decepticon Cloudcover. What a mouthful that was to say. So if you find this figure in the store, do I recommend getting him and adding him to your Transformers collection? Absolutely. You cannot go wrong having Cloudcover in your Transformers collection. He is a nice addition to the Coneheads ranks. And because he's based off of a Cancel Generation 2 action figure, that was all the more motivation I needed to eat it, along with my friend convincing me to get him. So thank you guys all so much. This has been the TFN Geek. This has been my look at Transformers Legacy Evolution G2 Collection. Action Cloudcover. I highly recommend you get this figure if you can find him. Supposedly there's copies of Cloudcover that are still found at Walmart stores, even though he was released almost a year ago. But the Toxitron Collection figures are now on clearance at some of the Walmart stores that still have them in stock. I think Cloudcover is now clearanced down to either $18 or $19. Or as I thought I saw someone say that they found him for that price. Alright, so thank you guys all so much, and until next time, you guys, remember to stay safe, stay healthy, and please subscribe to my channel. And please like the video and leave a comment down in the comment section. And until next time, you guys, this has been the TFN Geek. Transform and roll out. Goodbye, everyone.